Welcome back and happy 2024. It's a new year, same Emily, and a whole lot of quilt fun planned for this upcoming year. And so I'm just gonna pop in today with a quick little rundown of what my current plans are for 2024 before we really get the ball rolling this next week. And so this year, I'm just gonna wish you a scrappy new year because my goal this year is to use a lot of my scraps in various projects. So I'm very much a project buyer. I like to buy fabric and then put things together. And so with that, I end up getting a lot of fabric left over. Like you've seen my grunge scraps collection. I've got the same kind of situation with some Kona scraps. And so what I'm gonna do this year is I really wanna whittle down those scraps and those yardages that I already have. And so that's gonna be what I'm gonna challenge myself to do, is come up with some scrappy projects that are just that, scrappy. They're not intentionally put together. It's not a curated fabric collection that goes together. We're just gonna see what happens. So I've got some different ideas. So each month, I think my plan right now, and as you know, life is what happens when you're busy making plans. And so my plan is that each month, I'm gonna do a different scrappy project. So one month will be a twister quilt. 1 month will be an ugly quilt from Karen Brown and Just Get It Done quilts. And then 1 month will be somehow I use my Kona scraps in a various way. And 1 month I'll use my grunge scraps in a various way. And then other things I plan to do is, if you remember last year, I did 2 block of the months that I signed up for, and I only got as far as March because chaos happened in April, and then we got married in October, and so block of the months kind of went to the wayside. One of those was a block of the month that I was using my grunge scraps on, so that's gonna come back this year. That was the Art East Quilt Company block of the month, so, or block of the week actually. So that one's gonna come back this year. I think one of my first ones that I'm gonna do is finish up the block of the month for Cali Quilt Co., the one that I work at, so that I can get that done, checked off my list and on my way, and a whole bunch of other goodies. So yes, I'll be doing some regular projects. I've got a couple ones already brewing on my head, and yes, I'm doing another no by January before you guys even ask. So I haven't bought any fabric yet, and I'm gonna see how far into January that I can keep going with that. I have no intentions to buy fabric this month, but working at a quilt shop, chaos can happen. So fingers crossed I can make it through no by January without buying any fabric, and maybe even roll into a little no by February if I'm gonna work with using what I have. The tricky part will come in with quilt backs. But speaking of buying fabric and working through my stash, I know a lot of you at the end of last year were very concerned about the 3-yard quilts going away, and after so much feedback from that, the 3-yard quilts are not going away. I am just going to whittle them down. Instead of doing 1 3-yard quilt a week like I did last year, my Friday videos are going to be dedicated to 3-yard quilts. So I wanted to come up with some like 3-yard Thursday because that felt right, but with my Tuesday, Friday posting right now, I felt like Fridays were the perfect end of the week to do 3-yard quilts. So that's what's gonna happen. It's still gonna be split into 2 videos. So I'll have my piecing video and my quilting video, and a whole lot of fun. So with one of those, as you noticed, last year they came out with the Stashbuster 3-yard quilt book. Did not touch that because I was saving it for this year. So between that and not just using the 3-yard quilts as they are, and also working through my scraps and stash and see what I can kind of piece into kind of making a little non-traditional 3-yard quilts by maybe doing a 3-yard quilt with 6 half yards. Who knows? We'll see what happens. And with that, I'm gonna give you a little teaser to come back later today for an extra special 3-yard quilt related video with the fabulous ladies at Fabric Cafe. So I will see you again this afternoon, and I will see you very soon with a whole lot of fun coming your way. So happy New Year and scrappy New Year.